there were no guns, there wouldn't be gunfights. I find it very simple. Richard Dean Anderson is known for being smart, clever, and a hero who doesn't rely on guns. He has become a beloved figure on television. He played Angus MacGyver, a famous figure that connected with millions of people around the world. Was his life really just an easy path of success and fame? Gossip, falsehoods, and make-believe stories? You understand what I mean. Glowing eyes, typical actions, and being evil, that sort of thing. Beneath the brave exterior is a guy who has dealt with losses, stress, and difficult choices. Every great episode of MacGyver or Stargate SG-1 comes from sacrifices that most people can't understand. End of Chapters 8. The years spent working hard on set, his physical scars and the pressure of attention have affected both his body and his spirit. At the height of his career, Richard Dean Anderson faced a choice: to keep enjoying his fame or to give it up for a life focused on his family. He picked the latter, a path many would not dare to take. What motivated a star like him during his peak success to leave Hollywood and choose a simpler life? Come with us as we explore the emotional and dramatic journey of Richard Dean Anderson. This is not just the story of a TV star, but also a reflection of loyalty, sacrifice, and love for family. A story that will show you he's not just a skilled actress, but a really good person. He was born on January 23, 1950, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Richard Dean Anderson was raised in a home that valued traditional beliefs. His dad, Stuart J. Anderson, was a teacher, and his mom, Jocelyn Ray Carter, was a talented artist who loved drawing and sculpture. Richard has a mix of Scandinavian and Irish background. He got his father's discipline and his mother's imagination and sensitivity, especially hockey. He dreamed of being a professional player, so he spent many hours practicing on the ice, hoping to be the best in his sport. But events took a different turn for the young boy. 2 serious accidents in his teenage years crushed that dream. After breaking both arms just weeks apart, Richard realized that pursuing hockey was no longer an option for him. This life-altering failure opened another door. After leaving the busy atmosphere of New York, he moved to Los Angeles to look for better chances. In the City of Angels, he took on different jobs to make ends meet, from street performances to Renaissance-style cabaret shows. He worked at Marineland, where one of his odd jobs was keeping fish in his mouth to attract whales and make them jump. These early days were tough, but very important, teaching him to be patient and strong inside. Richard's first big success happened after many years of doing small jobs and playing parts. He got a role in General Hospital as Dr. Jeff Weber. Although this part wasn't the highest point of his career, it helped him reach TV viewers. His talent for acting, good looks, and ability to connect deeply with the audience quickly made him a familiar face on the small screen. Richard became a star in 1985 when he played Angus MacGyver in the popular TV show MacGyver. MacGyver was more than just a TV show. It became a big part of 1980s and 1990s culture. As Angus MacGyver, Richard changed how people see a TV hero by being smart and unique talent. Richard's version of MacGyver was different from other action heroes of his time. Unlike regular action heroes, MacGyver avoided guns and bloodshed. Instead, he used his brain, kindness, and creativity to solve problems. In every show, viewers were impressed by how clever he was, like using a paperclip to pick a lock, or turning a pencil into an important tool. Richard not only solved problems well, but also made the character feel real and relatable, which greatly connected with the audience. People loved MacGyver, not only for its clever plots, but also for the strong message it shared. In life, there's always an answer if you stay cool and think clearly. This belief contributed to the show becoming very famous, not just in the United States, it also became popular around the world. For Richard, MacGyver's success was more than just playing an interesting figure. He made MacGyver more than just a fictional character. He turned him into an icon of creativity and kindness. His natural acting and commitment to the role made viewers see MacGyver as more than just a TV hero. He became a true model in daily life. Richard was nominated for several awards for his role as Angus MacGyver, including the People's Choice Award for Favorite Male TV Performer. This part made him a favorite in millions of homes around the world. When MacGyver ended in 1992, many people wondered if Richard could move on from such a famous character. However, a few years later, he wowed viewers again by playing Colonel Jack O'Neill in the sci-fi show Stargate SG-1. MacGyver showed intelligence and calmness, while Jack O'Neill stood for strength, guidance, and loyalty. In Stargate SG-1, Richard added charm and humor to the role, along with a deep emotional side. Jack O'Neill, a tough warrior with his own battles and loses, became a memorable character in science fiction because of Richard's genuine and skillful acting. Stargate SG-1 was different from many other shows because it explored important moral issues, questions about being human, and what it means to make sacrifices. Richard's smart and skilled way of handling the job helped the show find the right mix of fun and deeper meaning. Richard Dean Anderson's impact goes beyond just these two famous parts. He showed his flexibility by working on other projects, including legendary and special MacGyver movies. As a producer, he helped create memorable shows and improve the quality of storytelling. In Stargate SG-1, Richard made a lasting impact, winning awards at different sci-fi events and gatherings, including the Saturn Awards. The series has received lasting affection from fans, and many episodes are considered important moments in the history of science fantasy TV. After the success of his career-defining roles, Richard earned recognition, not only through formal awards, but also for his profound impact on popular culture. His role as Angus MacGyver made him one of the most memorable TV characters ever, a recognition that only a few artists receive. In 2017, he received the Golden Boot Award for his important work in television entertainment. Richard Dean Anderson might not have many awards, but his greatest success is creating memorable characters. Symbols that entertain, inspire, and express important humanitarian ideals. After years of being famous and becoming a TV star, Richard Dean Anderson made a surprising choice. He left his job when he was at the top of his business. For Richard, this choice was not the end of his journey, but a chance to seek more important values in life. When MacGyver ended in 1992, it wasn't because of a drop in fame or quality. On the other hand, MacGyver was still a popular show that people around the world loved. After playing Angus MacGyver for 7 years, Richard decided it was time to finish the character's story. He wanted to end on a positive note, showing that a hero is defined by their intelligence and kindness, not by their guns. This choice showed his respect for himself and his appreciation for the fans who supported the character. In 1997, when Stargate SG-1 started, Richard achieved great success as Colonel Jack O'Neill. However, by the 8th season, he started to reduce his involvement in the show for personal reasons. At that time, his daughter Wiley Quinn Anna Rose Anderson was only a few years old. As a dedicated father, Richard knew that spending time with his daughter while she was growing up was the most important thing. He said that becoming a father changed what is important to him, making fame feel less appealing. The heavy workload and constant shooting made Richard decide to leave acting. He had many fight scenes in MacGyver and Stargate SG-1, often running for many hours. As time went on, these physically demanding acts led to injuries, making it harder to keep up the same level of effort. Also, Richard chose not to be involved in the 2016 remake of MacGyver, even though he was offered a chance to be an advisor or make a guest appearance. His thinking was clear. He didn't think the reboot would keep the same feel as the original figure. Richard was worried that participating might make people think he supported changes he actually didn't like. This decision showed his honesty and commitment to the audience that had backed him during his career. Richard Dean Anderson left acting, but it marked the start of a new phase in his life. He decided to focus on what was most important: family, health, and inner peace. Even though you're not seen on TV regularly anymore, fans still love him not only for his famous parts, but also for how he has lived and helped others outside of the spotlight. Richard Dean Anderson is a well-known television star who is also a genuine person with a strong love for his family. His personal life is mostly private, but it shows he is a caring dad trying to find peace in the busy world of Hollywood. Richard had loved relationships with well-known people like Terry Hatcher, Lara Flynn Boyle, Selma Ward, and German figure skater Katharina Witt. His relationship with April E. Prose was the most noted, lasting from 1996 to 1998. Richard met April through their common friend Michael Greenberg, who produces Stargate and MacGyver in New York. The couple was very happy together and had a daughter named Wiley Quinn Anna Rose, who was born on August 2, 1998, when Richard was 48 years old. Even though they had a child together, they didn't get married. In a March 1999 interview, Richard was asked about making their partnership official. He said, "Unless April and I change our minds before that." Wiley's arrival changed how Richard viewed life and is the main reason he stepped back from the public eye. Richard once expressed that being a father was the most important part of his life. He didn't want to miss a single moment of Wiley's childhood, from her first steps to the small but meaningful milestones she made. Richard chose to slow down. He moved to a peaceful ranch in California to spend more time with his daughter and enjoy the easy things in life. Morning walks in nature, cozy dinners with family, and short trips became special memories he loves. Richard is not just a caring father. He also thinks deeply and appreciates life. He has stayed close to his family, especially his mother. Jocelyn Ray Carter is the person he considers his biggest inspiration in art. Even with his great fame, Richard has stayed humble and avoided the drama usually found in the showbiz world. Richard finds comfort in the peaceful life he has created with his family, which also gives him the energy to enjoy each day. He avoids attention and fame and concentrates on what is important: family, health, and peace of mind. For Richard, family is both a source of motivation and the key to happiness. Sometimes Richard goes to events and fan conventions to meet people again and share fun stories from his career. These appearances are not for making money. They are his way of thanking the fans who have backed him over the years.